The bioluminescent foam atop the Centauri blend pulsed in rhythm with Orla's secondary heartbeat, a dead giveaway to anyone who knew Keplerians didn't metabolize caffeine like humans did. She'd been working at Nebula Grounds for 3 Earth years now, perfecting the art of appearing perfectly, boringly human. The titanium-reinforced apron hid her chromatic skin panels. The neural suppressor tucked behind her ear dampened her natural electromagnetic signature. To the morning rush of Columbia Station's tired pilots and engineers, she was just another barista with unusually steady hands. Oscar Chen's friend request pinged her neural implant at 0600 hours, right as she was steaming milk for a triple-shot macchiato. She almost laughed. The notification floated in her peripheral vision. Oscar Chen, Mars freight pilot, at 2nd class, wants to connect on MeshNet. Mutual connections. 0. Shared interests. Vintage Earth music. Quantum mechanics. Hobbies. Orla had seen Oscar every Tuesday and Friday for 8 months. He always ordered the same thing. Black coffee, no sugar, extra hot, and always left exactly 15% tip, rounded to the nearest credit. He had salt and pepper hair despite being only 42, laugh lines that suggested he'd earned them honestly, and a daughter whose photo was his MeshNet avatar, a gap-toothed kid holding a model spacecraft. The friend request was obviously a mistake, probably meant for someone else, but something about the absurdity of it, a human freight pilot trying to connect with his alien barista, struck Orla as cosmically hilarious. She accepted it. Her neural implant screamed. Every security protocol she'd installed shattered simultaneously. Data poured through the connection like a ruptured fuel line. Coordinates, encryption keys, biometric signatures, fragments of code in languages that predated human spaceflight. Her chromatic panels flared violet-white beneath her apron. The milk steamer in her hand began vibrating at frequencies that shattered the glass carafe. "Orla?" Marcus, her manager, called from the back. "You okay?" She couldn't answer. The data stream had locked her voluntary motor functions. Through the cascade of information, one file emerged with crystal clarity, a set of galactic coordinates marked with Keplerian timestamps from 847 years ago, the artifact lock. Her people had hidden something in this sector before humans even achieved fusion power. Something dangerous enough that they'd encoded the location into a quantum-encrypted key, then split that key into 7 billion fragments and scattered them across the galaxy as dormant code in social networking protocols. The probability of 2 fragments connecting randomly was approximately 1 in 1047, unless they weren't random. Orla's hands moved without her conscious input, her fingers dancing across the holographic interface that materialized above the espresso machine. She was isolating the code, trying to contain it, but it was already propagating through MeshNet's infrastructure. Every connection Oscar had ever made was now a potential vector. "Code Amber," she whispered, her voice activating the hidden Keplerian transponder in her left molar. "Artifact lock compromised. Coordinates, Columbia Station, Section 7G. Oscar walked through the door at Aero 603, exactly on schedule. He looked different. His eyes had the glazed quality of someone accessing multiple data streams simultaneously. He walked to the counter with mechanical precision. "You're not human," he said, not a question. "You're not entirely human anymore either," Orla replied, her voice steady despite the chaos in her neural implant. "The code fragment was dormant in your family's genetic line. Military augmentation during the Mars Rebellion must have activated it. When we connected, we completed the key." Oscar's hand went to his temple. "I can see it. Station coordinates, but not this station. Something buried in the Kuiper Belt. Your people hid it there before Earth's first contact." "A weapon," Orla said quietly, finally shutting down the milk steamer. "Or a power source. The records are deliberately vague. What matters is that someone was supposed to prevent this connection. The Keplerian Concordat has safeguards." Had safeguards. Oscar's jaw tightened. I'm reading the same history you are. The Concordat fell apart 400 years ago. Nobody's watching anymore. The station's general alarm began to wail. Orla looked at the main viewport. 3 ships were decloaking in formation around Columbia Station, sleek obsidian vessels with hull configurations that hadn't been seen in human space for centuries. Keplerian warships, ancient and automated, responding to the artifact lock's activation. They're going to sterilize this entire sector, Orla said, her chromatic panels shifting through colors of distress. That's protocol. Destroy everything within 50 AU to prevent the artifact's recovery. Oscar's eyes met hers. For a moment, the data stream in his head seemed to quiet. Your people built a failsafe into their own failsafe. I can see it in the code. There's an abort sequence, but it requires 2-factor authentication. Let me guess, Orla said, already knowing the answer. Keplerian biometrics and human neural patterns. We have 47 seconds before those ships achieve firing solutions. Orla pulled the neural suppressor from behind her ear. Her skin erupted into its natural bioluminescent patterns, swirling galaxies of blue and silver. She extended her hand across the counter. Oscar took it. The handshake lasted 3 seconds. Their combined biometrics and neural signatures transmitted through the quantum-encrypted channel, racing outward at superluminal speeds to reach the ancient warships. Orla felt Oscar's memories bleeding into her consciousness. His daughter's first words, the metallic taste of recycled air on Mars, the weight of loneliness in the shipping lanes. She wondered what he was experiencing from her mind. The warships powered down simultaneously. The alarm fell silent. Orla and Oscar stood there, hands still clasped, as the morning rush customers stared at the bioluminescent alien they'd been buying coffee from for 3 years. So, Oscar said finally, his voice slightly shaky. That happened, Orla agreed. I should probably unfriend you on MeshNet. Probably. But then we'd have to explain to those warships why the authentication bond was severed. Oscar looked at their joined hands, then at the ancient vessels holding position outside the viewport. How long does this bond last? According to the protocol I'm reading, minimum 7 Earth years. Great. Oscar managed a weak smile. My daughter's going to have questions about why Dad's holding hands with his barista in every family photo. Despite everything, the near genocide, the revealed identity, the ancient warships, the cosmic absurdity, Orla laughed. Your coffee's getting cold, she said. I think I'm going to need something stronger today.